Hi guys, and welcome back to the Workbench. I just wanted to share with you something I've been working on for SCX-140, and that is an RGB LED board. And if you've been watching my Instagram and Facebook, you've probably seen pictures of this already. Basically, what I wanted to do was design an LED board to bring the SCX-140 higher visibility while it's on course. And this LED board is designed to fit the frame pretty closely so you can see it matches the contour as well. And you just bolt it to the bottom. This is a frame that I'm rebuilding right now with new components, so I've kind of stripped it down to rebuild it, and I'm in the process of wiring all this up. So to kind of go over the features, you've got 12 RGB LEDs, which means they're addressable. You can change the colors using your flight controller or a smart controller. And you got 3 connections you have to make. You have to make a ground, 5 volts, and a signal. And you need all 3 of them. It won't work on its own. It needs to have a signal to tell it what color to turn on the LEDs to. But almost all modern flight controllers and all the firmwares out there can handle this. So anyways, if you're using the PDB that I also sell, you'll notice those 3 pads line up perfectly with the power pads that are on the PDB plus the signal pass-through. So if you've already wired that up to your flight controller, that makes it really simple to wire in the LED board. But you don't have to use my PDB. It'll work as long as you have ground, 5 volts, and a signal. So let me show you one that's been installed already on a quad that I've already built. So here's my SCX-140, which I affectionately call Blue because it's blue, and it has blue Rotor Geek 1407 4000 kV motors on it, and a blue Foxeer Aero V3 camera, and it's also got my LED board on the bottom. So let's power this thing up and show you the LED board. So first I'll turn on the transmitter. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my battery. As you can see, I've got my PDB in there with the right angle XT30, so I'm just going to plug the battery in. And now you can see blue is even more blue. So I've decided using Betaflight to make the LED color blue. And you can do a lot of cool things in Betaflight if you haven't tried it, and I'm sure the other ones do it as well, where you can change the colors based on mode. So in this case, I've decided that when I arm my quad, I want it to be a lighter blue. And that's the cool part about RGB LEDs. If you've not used them before, you can change the color. You can just plug it into your computer and change it on the fly, or you could go ahead and have it changed for different modes, which I've done here. But even cooler, I made it throttle responsive. So you can see it changes when I give throttle input. So that's a cool feature about RGB LEDs. Now I'm going to unplug this real quick and just give a couple little tips to close out the video. We've designed this very carefully. The back side of the board's all ground, and there's a couple traces that are all signal. There is no 5 volts on the back side, 5 volts only on the top side. So the idea was we didn't want to short out your regulator. So we've taken a lot of time to design it that way. I had Daxo helping me, he did the PDB. And also, I went ahead and ordered 100 of these. Based on my estimations of Armatan production sales and also my own, I'm pretty sure there's well over 100 SCX-140s out there in the wild. So I wanted to make it easy for you guys to get these boards, and hopefully I don't end up with all of them myself because I don't really need 100 of them. But I split the shipment up, and I have 50 of them, which I've gone ahead and listed on my US store. So for the US guys, if you want one, just go to my US store and add it to your cart and check it out, and you can actually buy SCX-140 from there too, which I still have some. If you're international, then you want to go to Armatan Productions, and this is listed on Armatan Productions. Since I went ahead and shipped 50 of them there, I talked to Armatan, and they were able to help me list them on my Armatan Productions page. And this is one of the few items in my store on Armatan Productions that's not made to order. Since I've already gone ahead and put the money up to have the batch made, if you decide you just want to order one of these from Armatan Productions, they can ship it out pretty quickly. So anyways, that's the LED board in a nutshell. I really like my 3-inch quads, which is why I decided to do this project, because there was no LED board available for this frame. And I kind of wanted to round it out and make it a lot cooler and make it a better product. So thank you for taking interest in my projects. I'm going to continue to move forward with other new designs. I think the next LED board I'm going to do might be for XLR3, so that both of my 3-inch quads have the same options. And then, there'll be other stuff coming out of Space Cowboy drone design in the near future. I'm probably going to change how I share my information. So you might not see as much of a teasers as I've been posting. Like, I post a lot of pictures of everything that I'm working on as I'm working on it. And I've noticed that there's a lot of people now that are just watching what I'm doing to copy it. So, some things that I think, are a little bit more new, a little bit more innovative, I might kind of do in secret, whereas in the past I would have just posted to Instagram as I'm doing it. Now I'm going to kind of develop those things, mature them, and then kind of reveal them in a more timely manner, so that when I have revealed them, they're almost ready to be sold. Because a lot of times I've just been posting everything. Just everything. If I make a little change, I design something, I'll post it, and a lot of guys are seeing things that I'm working on, the prototypes. So twofold effect to that is some people are just straight out copying things that I'm doing and putting it on market before I can, cloning essentially, which happened recently. And also some of the guys that I appreciate, really like my designs, that want to purchase them, are asking where they can get them, how they can get them. And I'm still not at a stage to sell it yet, and that's kind of disappointing for them, and a little bit disappointing for me, just because I want to share all this stuff, but at the same time, it's kind of hard for me to constantly be answering guys saying it's a couple weeks out, it's a couple months out, it's not quite there yet. I know some people are chomping at the bit on some of these designs, and I really appreciate that, but I'm a one-man operation, so I can only push things out so fast, and I kind of have my own standard of work that I like to put out. I really don't like putting things out that aren't what I think are mature or good. So just those two notes. Just let you guys know, new things will be coming out. Some of them will be very apparent. I will share them, and some of them are going to be total surprises when you see them. But I'm really thankful that you guys take interest in what I do. To some degree, I'm even thankful that my stuff gets cloned, just because it shows that there's a desire to imitate what I do. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Hoping to see you later. Come back, tune in, subscribe, check out my Instagram, check out my Facebook. I like to share all this stuff because that's where my passion is. It's in the design. It's in doing new things. So peace out.